know, I never, ever doubted it. Unless you're remembering something I don't remember. We might have adjusted the way we did it, but just the scene itself, I never doubted it. I don't know, as a writer, I took it as a challenge, like, look, we all worry about our kid crossing the street, possibly getting hit. We all worry with them being out of our sight the minute they turn the corner and we don't see them. And we all know nature's a predatory world, and that pretty much 24/7, something's out there trying to hunt. And so I loved the challenge of, like, can you work within the real rules of nature? Because it's much more truthful, and Bambi did it. And the minute I put it in that space, it's much more interesting to go, how do you deal with that if that is the truth? And you're the person trying to still raise a kid. So that was the whole point of the movie. Yeah. I knew there were so many other flavors of what a Pixar film could be. And that and I was pretty sure this could be one of them. And that if we were lucky, it would give license to do that even more.
We were pretty cognizant of that. I mean, we talked about it a lot, that we were kind of owning that and the sort of emotional tone of this film.
Which is, again, so interesting because that was the first time I remember a lot of naysayers publicly saying this is going to be Pixar's first flop. I mean,
there was a lot of
doesn't look like it's people don't remember that. There was a lot. The other problem on that movie, if we can talk about it, is just that, you know, Nemo wasn't the kind of the big sexy film at the time being made. The Incredibles. Brad was making The Incredibles, and everyone just knew that was going to be an amazing looking movie, and everyone was excited about it. And people weren't quite so sure about Nemo.
10 years ago, we didn't know. Actually, 14 years ago, right, when we started something that we
99.
didn't know if we could even sell it to ourselves.
Right. Internally, let alone could we do it. I knew nothing about fish. All this crap kind of stuff. And owls and wallpaper, and I'm like, wow, this is used a lot, and I maybe want to know what kind of fish that was. Got a coffee table book, opened it up, and there's these two fish sticking out of an anemone, and it already looked like a parent-child. And I found out they were called clownfish, and it was just kind of from then on, it was like, done.
So that's the was here at Pixar, and we're like, so we're like the mission. Vader's like, grab me and pull him.
So before films, which I hadn't taken quite early enough in the morning, and we went down for a dive, and you could go off the ledge. This is the abyss. Go back on the boat. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Mid sentence.
You did it
So casually that I was like, did I just see what I saw?
You always eat bananas and drink fruit juice on a dive boat because it tastes the same going in as they do coming out.
Right. This interview's over. This interview. Good tip. And I didn't get to dive with you guys. But at the end, you know, we went to Australia to do press, and we didn't want to say that we had never gone diving on the Great Barrier Reef. So I got certified on the Great Barrier Reef, which was pretty awesome.
When we got to Sydney Harbor to go to our hotel, and there were all these seagulls